What's good? Good morning. Welcome to my channel. I finally have 350 plus subscribers. I have over 500 videos. And so I figured I should make an introduction style video and discuss, what my objective here is. And I want to start by saying growing up, so I'm 37 now, growing up, teenager, mid-20s, I never desired to be famous. So when I've started doing these videos, that was still something in my brain where it's like, man, I don't really want to be famous. I would absolutely take a fortune. If I found fortune, I would take that in a heartbeat. But I don't want this crazy amount of attention that comes with fame or infamy. My goal in life was just to be a community man, to be a father, to be a guy who had a 9-to-5 job, who had hobbies, who had children, who had a wife, and who just lived a good, blessed, thriving life. Kind of like what the American dream was sold to us as, but that was a lie. It's an American illusion. And I think a lot of people, that's just what they wanted. A lot of people just want a decent life. They want to be able to interact with material reality in a meaningful and fulfilling, pleasurable way. Material reality is what the planet provides and what we are able to do with the resources the planet has provided. However, over the last 30 years, from about age 7, literally, on, I'm 37, so for 30 years, I have just been growing as a person at the same time while watching our government seek to consolidate power and resources. So I'm growing as a person, and I'm seeing more and more how oppressive our government and our institutions have become, while also watching a lot of people play right along. A lot of people just burying their heads in the sand and ignoring atrocities, ignoring crimes against humanity, ignoring authoritarianism. And after the fake plague, or I started this channel kind of around the fake plague time, because I was like, we need to stand up. We need to resist. This is just too far. This is too much. And so while I do not have aspirations to become famous, I do have aspirations to speak up and to speak out against what is going on, this totalitarian takeover of our planet. The elites, the globalists, the state, whatever you want to call them, they do not care about you and me as the working class. We are literally resources to them. They do not see us as agents with sovereignty. They do not see us as worthy beings. We're nothing. We're cattle to them. And I know that might sound crazy to those of you who are not yet awake yet, but if you're questioning, so if you're seeing this and you're already awake, you already know that. If you're seeing this and you're not awake, but maybe you're questioning, let me just reaffirm you that you have been gaslit so hard. It's been going on for decades, but the last 3 to 4, 5 years, they ramped it up hardcore. And even if I were to obtain the fortune that I mentioned earlier, I would not be happy in life. And so if you go watch my videos, you will see a raw, honest, authentic, angry person. And I acknowledge that I have a lot of anger from things that have happened in my personal life, in addition to all of what is going on around us. And that's part of my personal, spiritual, psychological journey, is I need to learn how to transmute that anger. I've been working on it, and I still have a long ways to go. I acknowledge that. And you also might have anger or grief or sadness, or you might have this central theme of an emotion or sensation that is part of your spiritual journey. And if we want to build this new earth that we know is possible, we have to heal ourselves first. So hard to do in these crazy, crazy ass times. But if you can integrate that concept of healing yourself first and then bringing your healed self out into your community, that is how we are going to literally build the new earth. And that concept, the new earth within the new age community, has a lot of different flavors, you could say. But I think there are some central core messages that overlap, that are strong enough for us to focus on. Things like sovereignty, so agency over your body, bodily autonomy. Sovereignty is one. And then community is another. That's going to be a big thing. We have been divided so much as a population that so many people, although we might have groups of friends, we don't really have strong communities anymore. So that's another thing we're going to build as we build the new earth. Sovereignty, community. There was one more thing I wanted to get in there. The planet. We are not treating the planet very well right now. And I'm not coming at this from like a climate change sort of perspective. I'm not one of those people. I'm more concerned about the things that they're spraying on our crops, in our soils, the things they're spraying in the skies, the things they're putting in our water. There are legitimate concerns to be had about our planet and how these mega corporations, in conjunction with our government, essentially the ruling class. That's when I say the ruling class or the globalists, just think of mega corporations who are best friends with politicians. It's not that crazy. It's not that far-fetched. It's quite real. It is quite literally fascism, but I'm not in the Antifa group. I think they are very misguided. But if you are Antifa and you see this, you're kind of right, but you're going about things in a bit of the wrong way. And I would love to talk with you. Man, that would be the coolest thing, to have a conversation with an Antifa person, like a real Antifa person, but like a civil conversation. I'm getting a little sidetracked. Let me try and wrap up the video here. Welcome to my channel. I never wanted to be famous, but I am asking for your help. I am asking for you to like, comment, share, and subscribe on this channel. I'm going to do my best to not get kicked off YouTube for right now. Some of my older videos might have some contents that could get me some strikes, but I think we need to use some of these systems that have been used against us. We need to turn the tides. The concept of a double-edged sword, a sword that can go both ways, cut both ways. We can use these old systems to our advantage, to find the others, to find community, to find ways to resist and to build pockets and movements of resistance against the ruling class. The new earth, to me, my interpretation, is not something that's just going to magically come to the planet. There are people in the new age community who believe that, and I can see why they believe it. There are a lot of people who, just by virtue of existing, their lives are not too difficult, and they think that things are just going to get easier for everyone. And it's because their lives have not been hard that they don't understand the hard work that is going to be necessary to bring this about. And I don't want to sound too judgmental, because they're still contributing. They're still raising awareness to it. But in my opinion, there's a lot of work that needs done. Work on ourselves, and then work on our communities. If I was rich right now, I would not be happy. I would still be very, very, very angry, because there's this expression: it is no measure of good health to be well adjusted in a profoundly sick society. So if I were rich and I didn't have my anger issues, I'd still have them, but life would be pointless if I had resources, but I was not speaking up and speaking out against what's going on in our world today. And so I need your help, because I would like to broaden my scope, my reach. I would like to sell some more shirts, because I'm broke. And it would just be nice to be able to generate, so using their tools against them, using commercialism against them to counter propaganda. This to me is counter propaganda. This No Division shirt, and then my PSYOPs special shirt, I really like that one. It would help a lot. And you would be helping build the new earth by helping increase my reach. I'm a mercurial person and I get that, but I also think that there is a tremendous value that can be had from others who are struggling to see someone be raw like I have been. So please, if you look back at my old videos, see that I've grown and see that I want to continue to grow. And I encourage you to do so as well. I'll end the video here. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to finally be over 350 subscribers. I think my ultimate end goal, if I could get to like 20 to 30,000 subscribers and just do some interviews on some bigger podcasts and sell some shirts, that would be very fulfilling for me. Just to feel like I'm actually doing something with my life and I'm fighting back and I'm connecting. That would be very fulfilling. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much. Much love.